Hi, I'm Anne Marie Williams, and I'm here to give you some tips on painting. In the first segment, I painted a beautiful sunset in the sky. My colors are white, blue, black, crimson, browns, green, and 2 different yellows. Today, I want to put in some background water. This is the Gulf of Mexico, so today is going to be very serene, very calm. And then I'm going to put a little background island in there. So I'm going to take my fan brush, because I like to use this when I'm doing the water, and just put in some nice blues and go back and forth. I started the yellow, and then I took some of the reflection from the sky down in the water. So I'm going to just go back and forth here. Whoops. Let me get a nice horizon line. To get a nice horizon line, I like to put my finger right along there, and then we'll get a nice straight horizon line. There we go. That's better. And then I'll just go back and forth. I want to leave some of that pink there. Soften it a little bit more. As I go down, I'll pick up some of the liquid white. I coated the canvas with a thin, even coat of liquid white just so that it would be wet, because I'm using the wet on wet style of painting. And what that does is it makes the canvas wet and the paints go on much nicer and smoother. A little bit of that pink is just showing through there from the sky. And now a little bit of yellow is going to show through too. So much fun to paint. And this is so forgiving. You make a little mistake, you can always go back in and fix it up. Okay, the yellow's coming down a little bit more here. Then I want to have a little piece of land jut out into the Gulf, just a little bit back in there, and I'll stick a couple of small palm trees on it. To do that, I'm going to take my 1-inch brush, and I'm just going to tap into some sap green, a little bit of black, and probably a little bit of white here. And we'll just start putting in some background trees. It's a little piece of land that's just coming out into the Gulf just a little bit. As it gets down a little lower into the bottom of the trees, I make it a little bit darker. The reason that being is the sun, oops, that's a little too dark. The sun hits the top of the trees and keeps them nice and light, and as you go down lower, it gets a little darker. I'm going to hold my brush this way, which kind of finishes it off a little bit, but it also gives a nice little sprigs coming up out of the ground. All right. We'll get a little bit of white and some brown and put a little bit of beach underneath it. I'm going to get it nice and light, nice and sandy. Yeah, we'll just tap it in this way. A little softer. I want the sand to just come down on an angle, just a little bit. You can see the water through those trees, just a little too much right there, so we'll add a little extra green there. Yeah, that's good. Besides, it changes the colors just a little bit here and there. You don't want it all to be exactly the same. By changing up the colors a little tiny bit, it helps it to change the different trees so that they're not all exactly the same. I took a little bit of black on my script liner brush, and I'm just going to put a couple little tree trunks in here. Not much. You can just see them coming up here. I want to mix a nice tan color. I have a little bit of yellow on my brush, that's fine, because we have the reflection coming off the sky. Get a little bit of tan color so I can put the beach in. Coming around the corner here. You can just see the pretty reflections in the water, how nice it looks. With the water, as it's coming up to the shore, I want to just bring it up a little bit. Gentle little ripples in the water. Coming right up on the sand. To do that, what I like to do is I take my script liner brush and I put it through the liquid white and just roll it across here. Roll it so that it's rolling downward. Then I'll take my fan brush and just gently pull back the top of that just a little bit. You know how the waves just come in and a very soft ripple, not much, because this is a serene day, it's not very rough. And there it is, the beach, the sand, reflection of the water, and the sky and the water, and a couple of little trees in the front here. I really appreciate you joining me. It's a lot of fun to paint. I hope you try and do it sometime. In the next segment, we're going to put in a couple of nice palm trees, very Florida, and have a happy day. Good painting. Thank you.